Hi, everybody, and welcome to Hello Maria. It's me, Maria, your host, and I'm so happy you're here listening to our newest episode. Hello Maria is a podcast created to talk about everything that life throws at you. Because remember, every friendship starts with a hello. Hi, guys, it's me again. Oh my god, yeah, I'm not consistent. I know you're gonna say, like, I should be posting more, but sometimes I don't know. I need like a commitment friend in which like literally this person just tells me like, hey Maria, you have to do this. Because the only thing I actually have commitment for is crocheting. Like it's such a bad thing. Well, no, crocheting is not a bad thing, but like it's like the fact that my only commitment is to crocheting is whack. But today we're talking about everything that has to do with professions and career paths. So now that we are in the season in which everybody is graduating, high school, college, everything in the way, um, we want to talk about how does that impact your life. So talking from not an expert, of course, but from a person that have gone through like all the steps in life up to now. I think the only thing, well, I don't think the only thing I haven't done is a PhD, but I've done everything else. Let's start. Yeah. So when I set my path in life of the things that I wanted to do, I remember I was in 12th grade and I knew that I liked drawing. I knew that wanted to do something in the realm of arts. I like dancing, I like singing, I like doing everything that I can actually do. Like, I like painting. I was so good at those extracurricular activities. I was in band. So people that know me how much of a creative person I was when I was in high school. And I myself thought that I was going to be a graphic designer once I graduated high school. The thing is that I would say that I was not persuaded, but also pushed by my mom then. And I don't blame her for this. Like, she knew best. I was just 18, straight out of high school, didn't know shit about the world. Because, FYI, I was a little bit sheltered in life. So I never went dancing, partying, clubbing, none of that shit, drinking, binge drinking, out all night until crack of dawn. So yeah, I never did those things. So my mom knew best and she kind of told me like, hey, I don't think you're gonna do nothing good if you're a graphic designer. Like, it's too of a niche. And the reality is that you cannot imagine how many of those graphic designers are actually doing other stuff because there's no market for this. And you would say, like, yeah, but there's like marketing offices and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, those people that I'm talking about are already there and they cannot hire more people that do this. So I was like, yeah, but like, what is your option, mom? And she's like, I think you should do industrial engineering. And I was like, what? I never thought about that. Like, I never thought of, like, me as an engineer. Like, what? Like, excuse me? I don't know even how to, like, hammer a nail into wood. How am I going to be in an industry, you know? Um, so I did all the tests hoping that I failed them, but I'm not that. Yeah, I think I'm pretty like smart in the sense of like I passed the test, I got into college for engineering. So those were the most dreadful 5 years of my life. But I then find out that due to the fact that I have really perfectionist OCD and the fact that I'm really, really organized, I was able to go to college, and through college, and find something that I really like. I like making things better. I like uh, changing things. I like adapting things to a new environment, and I like safety. This were my things that I just felt passionate about because they all involved people. And I realized, even though it's so hard to see because I don't have like 1,000 friends. I only have 1,000 followers on Instagram because I don't really know why. Because I don't know that much people. But maybe in the walks of life, you meet people back and forth and they just add you on Instagram. And that's pretty much it. Um, but the reality is, I don't have that much friends. And since I moved into the US, I have not met nobody. Um, Neil, I don't actually have friends. And it's a little bit like iconic because I feel that in me, I'm a people person. I like doing things with people. I like working with people. And I like people in the sense of like, I like seeing reactions in people. So whether it's emotions, whether they're happy, sad, and I like to be able to be an impact for those emotions. So I was like, okay, like, let me see what I do with this, you know? Let me see what I can do with this. So I started doing like missionary work. I started going to the mountains and preaching. A Catholic, but like aside from that, of my religious belief, it gave me a sense of like survival. It gave me a sense of like I can be a public speaker. I can say stuff that people can hear and make them believe in something. It's not that I was lying, but I strongly believe that I had that. I don't know. Some people might call it the Holy Spirit in me. Some people might call it you got guts to just say what you think and say what you believe and strongly with so much confidence that people are going to believe it. So I felt that I had that possibility of doing that. By the way, I don't want to go into politics, but if it comes to it, one day, not for the US, but for my country, I will go into politics because I think there's so many things that we can change. And if it takes people like me to change them, I will probably run for any type of charge in the government because I want to make that change and I want to work with people to make those changes. And it's never, for me, and in general, it's never been about the money. Since I started like college, it's never been about the money. Because if it were to be about the money, I think I was smart enough to go to med school. I really like medicine as a career. But we have a plenty of doctors in the family, and I think my sister, she's a doctor now, so she took onto the role. But aside from that, I felt that if I went to like any type of those sciences, I will like excel in it because I had to work with people. But it was never about the money, about making money. It was always about those interpersonal relationships. So aside from that, I was graduating college and seeing that, oh, I wrote a thesis that could help people. I was able to snatch a scholarship that was going to take me to the US. And that scholarship was a program in which I could learn, I could excel, I could develop new things. And there was a component of having an internship in an office in DC. So I got the scholarship. I was so proud. I was flying the nest for the first, well, not the first time, but like for the first time for a long time, because my first time leaving the country was like back in 2015. But this was the first time that I was gonna leave the nest for a long period of time, so it was crazy. And I was super excited. So the thing is that I left. I was with other people that also got this scholarship, and we all flew to DC for this program. I met so many people from so many countries, people that I adore to death today, and people that I don't talk to much to this day, but I adore like what they're doing with their life, and I feel so happy that I was able to be part of their growth while we were doing this program together. So I learned so much while I was in DC. It was my first time in the United States, and it was my first time getting to know customs, getting to know people, getting to know freedom the way Americans see it. Because freedom for our countries in Latin America is completely different. We see freedom as the possibility of, paying our bills, having a job that pays the bills. That's how we see freedom. Um, and if we do not have that, it means that we are going to live in poverty. And in America, freedom is so many things. Besides the social aspect of it, of like, yeah, we are not chained to nothing. There's freedom of speech. There's freedom to be whoever you want to be. There's freedom to be in any position you want to be in life, whether you want to be a millionaire or whether you want to be an inventor or whether you want to be a social environmentalist, anything that you want to be. There's freedom to do those things, and there's always going to be someone that needs that type of service or not that needs that type of leader. So I liked being here. In my time here, I believe I excelled in every area, from hosting contests to excelling in my workplace, and also having all these experiences that gave me the opportunity, besides like doing social work and all that thing. I was so happy I was so exposed to those things. That when I came back to Panama, which one of the components of the program was to create something, come with some innovation that you can make in your country. And what I came with was such an interesting, to say, development, because it was something that my country lacks a lot, which is clean water for crops, for drinking. And coming with that idea was a way of me trying to work with people and trying to excel in that area. Nevertheless, I when I was in DC, I also applied to another scholarship, which I actually got the next year. I got the scholarship, and I was able to do my master's for free. So I actually went into getting an MBA because I was like, oh well, I'm an industrial engineer. What should I do next? Like, I want to work with people, but like, how do I do that? So I saw that the next option was going into getting an MBA, because it was broad enough. You can see every aspect of like businesses, also like HR, like every aspect. So in the meantime, I was working at a place which was not the best. I'm not gonna lie. It was my first paid job, and I didn't like it. It was really bad. So much. Ugh, I get PTSD on just talking about it, but it was a learning experience, and it was able to get me the job that I had up to like November last year, no, October last year, which was with Philips. I think that's an open knowledge thing. Yeah, I worked for Philips for 4.5 years. And I was happy that even in my work, I was able to see how I was changing people's life. Because in the position that I had, which was in the procurement department, I was a pillar in a sense in this grandiose idea of saving people's life. At the end of the day, everything you do, the end goal was saving people's life. And I was so happy that I was able to do those things because I saw the result in people's health, in people's care, in people's personal experience with the products or services or like anything, you know? So being there gave me that sense of like, oh yeah, I'm in the right place. And also, I would say that gave me all the guts to be where I am today. I did my MBA. I met my now husband. I would say without the DC experience, I would never feel like confident of marrying an American before that. Because I was not exposed to the culture before that. So, the reality is that I was able to learn, a lot. And during my master's, I got this Philips job, like I mentioned, and I was able to grow in my career in procurement. So during Philips, I had like a specialist procurement position, and then I went into sourcing specialist procurement. And I learned a lot about like different countries, how to do business in different countries, and the fact that I was dealing with people's problems every day, made me feel like, yeah, it's stressful. I'm not gonna lie, but it's interesting because you made so many friends by talking to people, and the fact that I was able to fix people's problems and negotiate in an aspect in which it's not business, but it's business and humanity. I guess that's how I was excelling in the things I was doing at Philips. I left Philips for the obvious reasons. I moved into the US. I was a little bummed out by the fact that when I moved here, no friends, no job, just my husband and I and the dog and his family. So for me, it was like, what can I do? What can I do? I'm a creative soul. I live in a suburb. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to learn. I I want to do things, but I don't know like how to do things. Like back in Panama, I was singing in a choir. So like those things like boost my, let's say, my creative part of soul. So like what can I do? But also, sorry, and I meant forget to mention that. Like in the meantime, last year I started crocheting. I was like, oh, what is this? My first projects were trash. I'm not gonna lie. But then I started getting better and better, going to courses and getting better and better and trying new things all the time. And you can go into my Instagram at crochet therapy. That's that's at CROCHETHERAP. Did I? Yeah. No. I didn't say that right. I don't know how to spell. Okay, it's CROCHETHERAPY.US on Instagram and check all my creations. That's like a side note. But yeah. So the thing is that, yeah, I started creating crochet stuff, and I started learning more and more and more. And I created this page so I can post my things and get some business. The reality is I have not got not that much business. And even here I have not got that much business since I started crocheting. And I post things to see if people want to buy them and I can make them for them. But I would say that I'm not the best at this, in the sense of like, I need someone else to manage my socials and get things sold. but I'm the talent. I create stuff, and I feel so happy that at the time that I create things, I am able to create emotions to people. I see people reacting to things. Not so long ago, I crocheted something to a family member that lives here in the U.S. for their new baby, and their emotion was like, "Oh my God, this is so cute!" And it was the first time me crocheting that, and it took over 100 hours to make. But the fact that I created that emotion, I felt that it was making me have that realization. Um, so yeah, up to now, I'm working now, of course. I have a job in which I don't have to relate that much to people. I love the fact that I have that spare time, getting money, blah blah blah, like all that. But I relate just to one person a day, and it's a little bit like, oh, I'm not accustomed to this, and I'm working from home. So the fact that I'm not able to see people, have the camaraderie, laugh, jokes, celebrate birthdays, and all that stuff, makes it seem like I don't I don't know. I don't know. Like I love it, but it's ideal, but like I feel that I'm missing that because like I said, I don't have the friends, I don't have the nights out. And I feel sometimes I feel stressed of being at home all day and not being able to do those things that I used to do when I was back in Panama. Um, but I don't resent it. It's all good. It's all good, guys. It's all good. I think it's part of the process of emigrating to a different country, and getting your feet wet in every aspect of the way. Uh, but here is the time in which I'm just gonna provide some advice. After you heard all this rambling story about how life has changed me. Um, guys, if you are, and this is something funny, that my sister told me, and that's what I'm gonna start with. I remember telling my sister, "Hey, I think I chose the wrong profession," and she told me, "No, you didn't. You chose the right profession because now that you know what your passion is, your profession is gonna help you get money out of your passion." So that's a good uh, this is a good thing to know. Like I think that people should know this. That the fact is that your passions are your passions and your profession doesn't have to be your passion. The fact that you can have jobs that can support your passion to eventually your passion become your full-time job is super, super great. So now that you guys are graduating and all this, and I'm trying to find the first job or trying to choose a career in which you're going to develop yourself through just choose whatever you know is going to help you in the future. What do you like soccer? What do you like football? What do you like if you like football, I don't know, go to college for law. The reality is that eventually when your football career is done and over, because from what I heard of my husband, they don't last over 40. Their career doesn't go up after 40 years. After they turn 40, of course. You have to do something else, whether you want to be a lawyer and have your own firm and have people work for you after you fulfill that passion that you had for football for so many years, means that you're still going to be able to pay the bills because you'd be representing clients and not doing that much extended job or have people that do it for you. And that's pretty much it. Money will keep coming. Or any type of other passion. I believe that if you're choosing to fulfill a passion later in life, just like I did, and it's not that I'm that old, I'm just 31, but I feel that the fact that I have a job that pays me well, I'm able to fulfill that passion that I have of crocheting, creating, and crafting. I like those things, and I feel that I was always passionate of those things. But due to the fact that I didn't make it my profession doesn't mean that I was never going to do it, because I'm doing it now. And I feel fulfilled. I feel happy that I'm able to change people's life with the things that I create. And every day is a different project, and every day is something happy. So try to choose something that you know is going to work for the future, and that's going to help you fulfill that passion that you have. That's my only advice. Don't get too stressed. Don't get don't get too much. Because I've seen people that get oh, well, I was not sure, so I grabbed English major. And the reality is that with an English major, some people never do nothing with it, because they don't feel passionate, or to be scholars, or I don't know, go into librarians or teaching, or I don't know what they people do with English majors here. But if you're unsure, make sure that you choose something that can fulfill a passion that you have, whichever that passion is. And like I told you, I don't love procurement. I'm not in love with being an engineer, but it has helped me get and sustain the passion that I have of creating and being part of people's emotions. So I think that those were my 2 cents. 25 minutes of 2 cents. So I am glad that you were able to enjoy this episode, learning a little bit more about me and my story. And I hope it can help you relate, or you can relate to it, or help you, I don't know, find your passion and find a profession that can help you achieve that passion. So I know I've never said it before, because for me it was never a thing, but I'm trying to make this podcasting thing a passion of mine again. And I hope that people can share, subscribe. I cannot ask you so much to do that, because I really want to get my voice out there, because I think I have nice things to say. So share, and subscribe. Love you guys. See you next. Thank you for listening to our latest episode. If you want to know more about my journey in this world, please follow me on social media. I'm always happy to make new friends, so don't hesitate to say hello. Because remember, every friendship starts with a hello.